The discovery of ancient writing in America has been marred by forgeries, professional tirades, blind ambition, cover-ups, and academic tiptoeing. Hundreds of tablets have been reported since colonial days, but most were simply ignored. In recent years, archaeologists have dismissed the markings, saying they were the eroded stone, scratches from field plows, Indian tally marks, or outright forgeries. But, as the late Semiticist Dr. Cyrus Gordon once remarked, to doubt the authenticity of all New World inscriptions, it has become necessary to demonstrate a conspiracy plot stretching from 1872 to modern times, with a ring of pranksters operating in Brazil, Minnesota, Maine, and Europe. Have there ever been any ancient inscriptions dug up at an archaeological site? Well, yes. Back in the late 1800s, the US Congress authorized Cyrus Thomas to poke around America, looking to see who built the vast earthen mounds found throughout the country. True to his mission, Thomas dug up a burial mound at Back Creek, Tennessee, finding bones, tools, and an inscribed stone lying underneath a skeleton's head. Thomas interpreted the marks as letters of the newly formed Cherokee Native American alphabet. That is, until 70 years later, scholar Henrietta Merce pointed out that Thomas had published an image of the stone upside down. Turning it around, the marks were actually ancient Hebrew used in the Middle East around 100 AD. At Grave Creek, West Virginia in 1838, another inscribed tablet was found at the bottom of a 60-foot mound. Henry Schoolcraft, a distinguished 19th century historian, mentioned it in his major work on the American Indian. This curious relic appears to reveal, in the unknown past, evidence of ancient European intrusion into the continent. The reason for this cultural amnesia is simple. Very few American researchers study ancient languages, and script-like images have often been overlooked, focusing instead on bones, stones, and pottery. In fact, this bias has precluded even the understanding of the spiritual reality of Native American images. My teams have searched the hills, valleys, and canyons of ancient America and have located many rock walls filled with mysterious markings. We've contacted local farmers, ranchers, and desert dwellers who have found other unusual slabs of rock with strange writing. Just beyond these trees is one of the strangest rocks in America, with strange symbols, markings, things that people have no idea what they mean. We're going to take a look. It's called Judaculla rock. This one large rock has a dazzling maze of over 150 designs and symbols. An enormous amount of work went into these carvings. The little work that's been done thus far indicates that the symbols date back to at least 5,000 years ago. And no one has a clue as to what they all mean. The rock is part of a large ancient quarry site that once existed throughout this region. The native Cherokee Nation claims no responsibility for the carvings, though their oral tradition attempts to explain it. Their story, Tusala, was a great slant-eyed giant who ruled the weather, the wind, mountains, rain, thunder, and lightning. According to legend, the great giant once leaped over a mountain and landed here on impact, scratching the rock that we see today. As usual with ancient inscriptions and rock sites that I've traveled throughout the world, and those of you that have watched the video, previous videos have seen, it's the surrounding area that's sometimes even more important. Now, in the last several years, the local community has put up barriers and a little walkway and so forth to sort of take a look at this rock. And I came out here many years, 10, 15, 20 years ago, and started wandering around the community and looking for the ancient quarry site. And in fact, you can actually still find evidence of the quarry site. This is called soapstone. It's a very soft stone that was used by the Cherokee Nation, among other Native American groups, to carve pipes and other types of phenomena like that. What's intriguing, though, is that this large stone has been here for a very long time. And not surprisingly, there is water nearby. In fact, there's a beautiful rushing stream about 20 yards from here, and we'll take a little walk to that site. Now, you don't have a lot of quarry workers hanging around a site without any source of water, and this is the source. It's maybe about 10 yards from the rock. The problem with inscribed stones is that they're from another era, another time period, and no one's around to ask them what the symbols mean. So we have to infer many, many things about rocks that have markings on them. As you've seen in this video, there are a series of inscriptions that have been found throughout the entire United States. Presently in Western North Carolina, there's this one rock that we've been looking at, and it's a doozy. No one has a clue what the symbols mean, what the oral tradition of the Cherokee has to do with this rock, but again, we do know that it's very, very old. In America, there are mysterious markings on rocks that may tell a story spanning millennia. The issue is, what do the markings say? And whose story is it? If you enjoyed this episode, give it a like, and do subscribe to the channel by pressing the button below. Until next time, Sal Trento with Mysterious Places.